In our quiet Nevada town, we don't get much excitement, unless you count the annual rodeo or the occasional javelina on the highway. But lately, the most dangerous thing in town hasn't been wildlife. It's been Karen Prescott, the self-appointed president of the Copper Ridge HOA. Karen has a problem with authority, especially if that authority drives a lifted F-250, wears a badge and parks too close to her precious drought-tolerant lawn. So when she marched across the street one Wednesday afternoon and tried to unlock the sheriff's department bait truck with a coat hanger, she didn't know the whole sting operation was watching and recording from less than 100 feet away. The sheriff's office had been investigating a string of vehicle break-ins across the Copper Ridge area. Work trucks, especially lifted ones with gearboxes, were the target. It was always late afternoon, always fast, never any witnesses. So the county set up a decoy, a black Ford F-250 with toolboxes, fishing rods in the bed, and a GoPro system hidden inside. The truck was placed, legally, along a public curb just 2 houses down from Karen's property. Deputy Ramirez, who led the sting, parked it himself. He'd barely walked around the corner when Karen came striding out of her driveway with a sun hat and an iced coffee, staring at the truck like it had insulted her pavers. First, she took pictures, dozens of them, of the truck, the license plate, even the tires. Then she called the HOA hotline, leaving a 3-minute voicemail about law enforcement vehicles lowering property values. 15 minutes later, a neighbor's Ring camera captured the moment Karen returned with a wire hanger, a Slim Jim, and a determined look. She tried the door handle. Locked. She jabbed the Slim Jim into the windowsill, tugging at it like she'd done this before. The whole time, 2 plainclothes deputies were sitting in an unmarked SUV behind tinted glass, watching her attempt to break into a sheriff's vehicle on video. Karen had just inserted the coat hanger into the window gap when the unmarked SUV's lights flashed blue and red. Deputy Ramirez stepped out, holding up his badge. "Ma'am, step away from the vehicle." Karen blinked. "This isn't yours. This truck is abandoned. I was checking for identification." Ramirez nodded slowly. "So you thought you'd hotwire it?" She turned red. I'm the HOA president. I have a right to inspect suspicious vehicles." Wrong answer. She was cuffed gently, read her rights, and loaded into the back of the squad car without so much as a protest from the neighbors, most of whom were already standing on their porches with phones in hand, recording the entire event. Karen was charged with attempted vehicle tampering and interference with a law enforcement operation. The HOA tried to defend her, at first claiming she was performing a civil duty. But once the video surfaced showing her wiggling a hanger and whispering, "Come on, open, open," to herself, the board went silent. She was removed from her position a week later. As part of her plea deal, she agreed to 40 hours of community service, cleaning the local impound yard. The truck, still running just fine. Now, whenever a work truck parks anywhere near Copper Ridge, Karen peeks through her blinds but never steps outside. Her front lawn has browned, her mailbox gets fewer HOA complaint slips, and the new HOA president, a former Army mechanic, actually waves when he sees deputies drive by. The sheriff's office even printed a copy of the incident photo and taped it to their locker room wall.